Reality TV fans, you might want to sit down for this one because what just happened has officially become one of the biggest, most shocking scandals to ever hit the entertainment world. A revelation so explosive, so unexpected, and so emotionally devastating that fans, critics, insiders, and even cast members from across the reality TV universe are struggling to wrap their heads around it. The drama is raw, the stakes are high, and the fallout is spreading faster than wildfire. Kandi Burruss, the queen of calm under pressure, the powerhouse entrepreneur, the woman who has held her family together through years of public scrutiny, has just revealed DNA results that have rocked the industry to its core. The bombshell? Todd Tucker, long seen as the devoted hands-on father figure to young Blaze, is not his biological father. Yes, you heard that correctly. Todd Tucker, the man fans praised for his loyalty, the man Kandi often referred to as her rock, is suddenly at the center of a family crisis that has erupted into a full-blown media firestorm. And today, we're breaking down the entire story. The messy emotions, the unseen tension, the behind-the-scenes drama, and the unanswered questions that have thrown the entire internet into chaos. From the moment the DNA revelation went public, the entertainment world has been in absolute disbelief. Social media erupted within minutes. Twitter threads turned into essays, TikTok reaction videos piled up in the hundreds, and Instagram comment sections became battlegrounds of empathy, anger, suspicion, and outright confusion. Fans who had long admired Todd as a father figure were stunned, many asking the same questions over and over. How could this happen? When did the doubts begin? Who pushed for the DNA test, and why now? The shockwaves didn't stop with fans. Even reality TV insiders admitted behind the scenes that no one saw this coming. Todd and Kandi, despite their occasional public disputes, had always presented a united front when it came to their family. Their reality TV appearances often showcased them as a blended household, navigating the normal ups and downs of life, always returning to each other with mutual respect and commitment. But suddenly, with one truth exposed, that entire image has crumbled. The revelation has left everyone scrambling to piece together a story that was clearly years in the making. Although the revelation felt sudden to the public, sources close to the couple are now saying the signs were there all along. Small, subtle, easily missed, yet deeply telling in retrospect. Behind the scenes, the Burruss-Tucker household had reportedly been dealing with tensions that fans could only guess at. According to insiders, Kandi had been fiercely protective of Blaze for months, avoiding comments on social media, posting cryptic captions, and occasionally appearing distant or guarded during family-centered interviews. Fans noticed. In comment sections, people began asking why Todd and Kandi seemed off in certain photos, or why certain family moments felt strangely curated rather than spontaneous. But as usual in the world of reality television, viewers dismissed the odd moments as simple family stress, schedules, business, the pressure of constant filming, nothing out of the ordinary. Yet now, with the DNA test revealing the truth, all of those small moments suddenly feel like puzzle pieces that were pointing towards something bigger, something deeper, something that had been quietly tearing at the family's foundations long before the public knew anything was wrong. For years, Todd Tucker cultivated a public persona built on responsibility, work ethic, and fatherhood. From Instagram posts of family outings to touching moments captured on reality TV, Todd had shaped himself into the image of the strong, steady, emotionally available father, a role he embraced publicly and proudly. Fans praised him constantly, calling him one of the most grounded and authentic personalities in reality television. But the DNA results instantly dismantled that carefully built image. Sources claim Todd's initial reaction was explosive, filled with disbelief, heartbreak, confusion, and anger, a whirlwind of emotions that left witnesses stunned. According to those who are present when the truth was revealed, Todd was visibly shaking, pacing the room, muttering to himself, as if trying to process an emotional blow too heavy to comprehend. And when the news became public, his reaction reportedly intensified. Witnesses claimed he shouted, stormed out of the location, and refused to speak to anyone for hours. Within minutes, fans began recording clips of the chaos and uploading them across social platforms, turning Todd's private pain into a viral spectacle. The humiliation, the collapse of his public image, the fear of how the world would perceive him, all of it hit Todd at once, and the world watched every second. The internet has become the arena where this entire saga is unfolding in real time. Some fans have rallied behind Todd, expressing deep sympathy for the emotional trauma of discovering you're not the biological father of a child you've raised with love. Others have criticized him, saying his reaction was too aggressive, too dramatic, or inappropriate, especially in a moment so sensitive. Meanwhile, Kandi's public composure has also drawn divided opinions. Some fans applaud her transparency, saying that sharing the truth was necessary to protect her family's integrity and ensure there were no more secrets. Others argue that exposing such personal information publicly was a cruel choice, one that could cause long-term emotional damage, especially to Blaze, who is completely innocent in the situation. And then there are the conspiracy theorists, because of course, this is reality TV. Some claim Kandi strategically timed the revelation. Others swear Todd knew or suspected months ago. And still others believe an outside force, maybe a castmate, maybe someone within their circle, pushed for the DNA test to stir up drama or gain leverage. As if the situation weren't dramatic enough, insiders are now hinting that the DNA revelation is only the beginning of a much deeper story. Reports say that Kandi may have discovered additional information about Blaze's paternity or about Todd's actions in the past, information that has not yet been released and may explain why the DNA test happened now. Other sources claim that Todd himself may have sensed something was wrong months earlier. Some say he had quiet suspicions but chose not to voice them. Others insist he did bring his concerns to Kandi, but they were dismissed as unnecessary paranoia. This conflicting narrative has created a fog of uncertainty, leaving fans wondering who is telling the truth, who knew what and when, and who is hiding something now. While the world debates the scandal online, the emotional fallout behind closed doors is reportedly overwhelming. Friends close to the couple describe the household as tense, silent, and emotionally fractured. Conversations are whispered, emotions are raw, trust has been shaken. And at the center of it all is Blaze, a young child suddenly thrust into an identity crisis he never asked for. Friends close to the family describe heartbreaking moments. Blaze asking questions, Kandi struggling to maintain her composure, Todd breaking down privately, unable to reconcile the love he feels for Blaze with the shock of the truth he's now forced to face. However, and this is when people began revisiting Mama Joyce's famous suspicions. Everybody clowning her now owes her an apology because she kept saying, Todd is a smooth talker, Todd has a plan, Todd is after more than just love. People dismissed her as bitter, jealous, unkind, overly protective. Meanwhile, Todd was out here making video content, hours of it, talking about what he deserved, what he wanted, how he felt about money, how he felt about a woman making more, how he wanted credit for everything, and how he was constantly thinking about what he would get in a split. Not one clip, not two, we're talking hours. And these weren't clips someone leaked. These were videos Todd himself posted willingly, proudly, confidently, because he thought it made him seem insightful or funny, not realizing that one day, maybe this day, it would all come back to show that he had a mindset that wasn't about partnership, it was about positioning. Now let's go to the prenup, because this is where the story transforms from messy into madness. The prenup was not a surprise. It wasn't sprung on him, it wasn't weaponized against him. Kandi made it clear from day one, I want a prenup. She never wavered, she never softened that stance. But somehow, when the actual moment came, literally hours before the wedding, Todd acted confused, panicked, stressed, betrayed, overwhelmed. He called his lawyer who didn't pick up. He stalled, he sighed, he pretended he didn't understand what was going on. Meanwhile, Kandi's lawyer picked up instantly and began explaining the terms with total clarity. And let me remind you of the part that people always forget. Todd had apparently misled his counsel. He hadn't fully told his own lawyer the truth about the deals he and Kandi had already made, the joint ventures they already had, the separation of premarital assets. None of it. And this wasn't Kandi exposing him. This was Todd's lawyer discovering they didn't have all the information. If you can't tell your own lawyer the truth, you cannot come back years later acting like you were tricked. Kandi even filmed the signing, with witnesses, a notary, and Todd smiling, saying nothing is going to stop our love. A man who was pressured does not say that on camera with a grin. Sorry. Fast forward to November 26, 2025, right before Thanksgiving, and suddenly Todd files his response to Kandi's divorce petition. And child, he asked for everything. I mean, everything that a person who feels entitled, not wronged, not abandoned, not heartbroken, but entitled would ask for. He claimed he was the primary caretaker of the kids. He claimed he deserved full custody. He claimed he deserved major child support. He claimed he deserved alimony. And he claimed he deserved this because Kandi travels too much. Now, let's pause. Kandi Burruss has always traveled too much. That's how she pays the bills. That's how she keeps the lights on. That's how she has opportunities. That's how Todd opened his businesses. That's how they grew their brand together. So why is her working now a punishment? Why is her success suddenly a flaw? Why is the very thing he benefited from now being used to argue that she shouldn't have custody? This wasn't about the kids. This was about positioning himself in a place where the court would see him as the parent who had the most leverage. Now let's talk about the resentment that fans have always suspected Todd carried. Kandi has always been the breadwinner. She has always been the brand. She has always been the powerhouse. And while Todd claimed he was comfortable with that, the internet would always catch little comments, little jokes, little passive-aggressive remarks about money, power, and who deserved what. They had an open marriage for a while, something Kandi defended and later regretted. She claimed it helped their communication, helped their openness. But the internet is now saying something different, that Todd wanted openness not for communication, but for control. That it allowed him to act out, to push boundaries, to test the limits of the relationship. And if he ever got caught, he had the perfect excuse. But we're open. This is where fans began speculating that Todd's emotional investment was never equal to Kandi's. While she defended him against Mama Joyce, against castmates, against the public, Todd seemed to be slowly building a checklist in his head. Let's revisit those YouTube videos because those were the biggest red flags of all. Todd would talk about women he dated who treated him like a billionaire, who cooked in lingerie, who catered to him, who praised him, who uplifted him. He'd bring up hypothetical divorce scenarios. He'd talk about how much he deserved from relationships. He'd talk about how women should act when the money shifts. He posted this content himself. Nobody coerced him. Nobody leaked it. So people are now stitching videos saying this was a man who was either insecure about a powerful wife or wanted to position himself as someone deserving of a huge payout if things ever ended. And when the divorce finally came, he filed these exact arguments, word for word, concept for concept, point for point, almost as if he had rehearsed them for years on camera. Let's not forget about the businesses, because this part exposes even more. The old lady gang restaurants weren't doing as well as people thought. Kandi revealed in her filing that they have marital debt Todd now wants split. But fans noticed something. Todd was always pushing ideas, always pushing projects, always pushing expansions, but when they failed, suddenly it was our loss, our debt, our responsibility. Meanwhile, the hits Kandi wrote, the royalties, the Broadway money, the producing credits she earned, he now wants a piece of those too. He wants to undo the prenup so he can get royalties from music and productions that happened years before he was even in the picture. That's not fairness, that's taking advantage. Just when fans believed the situation had reached peak intensity, new whispers began circulating among insiders. Some claim that additional family secrets may be involved, secrets that could further complicate the narrative and reshape the public's understanding of what truly happened. Rumors suggest that certain individuals within Kandi and Todd's social circle may have known about the paternity issue for months, if not years. The idea that outsiders held onto this information, possibly waiting for the right moment to reveal it, adds a layer of betrayal that fans cannot ignore. Others speculate that someone may have been manipulating the situation, pushing for the DNA test or leaking information to bloggers, hoping to stir conflict for personal or professional gain. In the world of reality TV, alliances are always shifting, motives are often hidden, and secrets carry tremendous power. If these whispers are true, this scandal could be far more complex than anyone imagined. Todd's public demeanor has shifted dramatically since the revelation. His emotional turmoil is visible, and fans have noticed the strain in every photo, every interview, and every moment captured on video. Some insiders say he feels blindsided, betrayed, and lost, unsure how to move forward or how to rebuild trust with the woman he believed he knew intimately. Others claim Todd is now questioning past moments, reevaluating arguments, rethinking years of decisions, and wondering whether signs of the truth were always there, quietly waiting for him to see them. The emotional impact of such a revelation goes far beyond public embarrassment. It shakes a man's identity. It challenges his sense of fatherhood. It forces him to face a reality he never imagined. For Todd Tucker, this is not just a scandal, it is a personal earthquake. Kandi, meanwhile, continues to maintain her public composure. Her strength, her directness, and her reputation for staying in control during chaos have remained intact. But insiders suggest that behind the scenes, Kandi is navigating immense emotional strain of her own. She must protect her children, safeguard her family's future, manage public perception, and maintain her professional responsibilities, all while dealing with the emotional consequences of the revelation herself. Friends say Kandi has been crying privately, struggling with guilt, confusion, and the pressure of revealing a truth that could alter the course of her family's future forever. As the scandal continues to unfold, fans around the world are asking the same questions. Will Todd and Kandi stay together? Will more secrets come out? How will Blaze cope long-term? Who pressured for the DNA test, and why now? And what other revelations might still be waiting in the shadows? The truth is that no one knows. Not the fans, not the insiders, and possibly not even Todd and Kandi themselves. One thing is crystal clear, though. This story is far from over. The tension is building, the stakes are rising, and the next chapter could completely change everything we thought we knew about one of reality TV's most iconic families. Now it's your turn. What do you think about this shocking revelation? Was Todd justified in his explosive reaction? Or did he take things too far? Was Kandi right to go public? Or should this have been handled privately? And what do you think will happen next as the fallout continues to grow? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We're reading everything. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Because trust me, this story is just beginning, and the next twist might be the biggest one yet.